Welcome to this Knowledge Smart support video where you will learn how to build your first user list. So if you're going to be using the platform initially just for a few individuals, you might just want to come to the Users menu and submenu New User. This will allow you to add users on an individual level. Simply populate all the fields and then click Insert to complete that process. Your new user will then be displayed under the User List menu. If you want to import a group of users, we would advise you to come to the Users menu and submenu Manage User Data. If you hover on the right-hand side over this question mark icon, you will see some information about a template that we provide you with. This template will guide you in terms of what format the data needs to be in order for Knowledge Smart to import it. Download the template from here. Next up, you will open the template in Microsoft Excel and you will start populating your user data. You can, of course, copy and paste data from other systems that your company might be using. The important thing to remember is that if your company has decided on some customized data fields, that you import these at the same time as bringing in your other user data. The additional information column can be used to house any additional detail about the user that is not currently displayed as one of the data fields. Once you've completed your template, you can come back to the Manage User Data submenu and come to the Import User Data area here at the top of the screen. Select this blank box here. You then browse to that template file and click Upload. That will display the user information and you can then click Add and Update Users here on the right hand side to complete that process. Notice when you've clicked that button, you get a pop-up message that says, would you like to send new users a welcome email? So if this is a brand new user and you would like them to have login details immediately, you can select yes. If you do not want them to log into their user profile yet, and perhaps you want to initiate contact with the platform via a formal assessment plan, you might select no at this time. So notice my new user has now been added for me. Something else I'd like to point out here is that you can come over to the magnifying glass icon on the right hand side and select that, and that then opens up the user information in an editable format. So if you wanted to make a change to the user name or perhaps their status or perhaps one of the data fields or the additional information, you can do so from this area and then just click Update to record that as a change. Once you have completed your initial user list, it is a good idea to start thinking about how would you like to group your users. You can make use of our dynamic group feature, and I will link the video for you, or you can use static groups, and static groups is just where you manually create a group name and simply go and add users one by one to that group. So it is a good idea to group your users early on because you will be able to analyze the group in our Power BI template and results visualizations later on. Lastly, I will just point out that you can, if you're looking for a specific user, you can click Show Search and you can search your user list via any of these search parameters shown on the screen. So that concludes the one side of the support video, which is about adding users via the users menu. The other way of adding users to the platform is via the invite process. Some administrators prefer to use the invite workflow to add their users into the platform, and this is perfectly acceptable as well, but it does require a different template to be populated. So you would hover over the question mark on the right hand side and you would download this template here. When we take a look at this template, we notice that the data fields are not present here and that additional information column. So we do not add those details as part of this workflow. Those details would then need to be added in manually later via our Manage User Data area. So I will click Upload Users. And I will click this blank box here to go and select that template that I've populated. Notice that my user is then brought in for me. I can then customize my subject line, complete my invite wording, set my expiry date, and click Send Invite. If I wanted this user to have more user data, in other words, for those data fields to be completed, I could come over here to the magnifying glass icon and manually enter them, or I can come over here to Manage User Data and I can export all the users from all my linked accounts and click this button here. And I can then review the user data and make the necessary adjustments. Once I've done making my changes, I save my CSV file. I come back to the platform. I re-import that user data and my existing user data will be updated for me. So I hope you found this video helpful in terms of building your user list, either using the users menu first and bringing your user data into the platform, or otherwise utilizing the invite workflow to bring those users in and then expanding the user data later.